let's talk really briefly before we go to the post game about England. Just really briefly, really cursory glance. I'm not going to do an accent. Uh, we need to get one of our either maybe Ronan Burtonshaw, Paul O'Connell on figure out what's been going on. A lot of stuff's been going on. But there's two videos, really brief videos that I wanted to play before we head over to the post game. The first is one just related to the Queen. Um, the, been taking a lot of L's. The UK has in terms of its culture. It's no longer like Spice Girls and people thinking Tony Blair is cool and the Beatles and stuff. I used to be a big Anglophile. Steve Coogan, British comedy all the way back to like Peter Cook, Ricky Gervais, loved it. But recently been crowded out by the transphobia. I mean, speaking of British comedy, Graham Linehan went crazy, apparently. Um, J.K. Rowling, of course. But every once in a while, they come through with just a golden nugget, sort of, Pink Floyd. And this piece of culture from TikTok, Sully's Privo, says Dundalk does it best. Wait, is Dundalk? Is that where's Dundalk? It says I'm not sure where Dundalk is. It sounds Australian to me. I don't know why, but anyway, this chant has been in my head all week, and it makes me think of like those when you in history books you read like, oh, this was a British a drinking song in London in like 1485, and it's like, okay, I can almost imagine that being sung today. And this has that sort of like timelessness feel to it, uh, while being topical, basically reporting of the news.
Laying on the carpet? Who's that laying on the floor? It's Lizzie on her back and she's had a heart attack and she won't be ruling England anymore.
And I think there's something about the accent that makes it seem a little bit timeless too. But who's that laying on the carpet? Who's that laying on the floor? It's Lizzie on her back. She's had a heart attack and she won't be ruling England anymore. The first time I heard it, it was memorized. Absolutely like in there. And I wanted to sing it. And like I said, it sounds like something you could imagine, like, you know, um, at sort of a pub off the docks, but from like 500 years ago or whatever. But I love like the inclusion of carpet. Just a nice touch. I mean, I don't want to get too morbid here, but it's very good job with that. And then another. Speaking of Australia, this is Australia 9 News. Um, Australian media reporting of the funeral, and this is why we need to get one of our British, UK, England, depending on how specific we're getting, guests on, because I don't know who Liz Truss is really either. Like I've seen very few things cursorily, but I haven't really dug into it. And this clip was very funny to me because I as somebody who like has to write up or had to, now it's Bradley's job, but on Majority Report, the sound sheet naming every fucking idiot on, say, a Fox Business panel or Fox News panel, like out of their like, array of, alcoholic 50-year-old white dudes and blonde women. Um, this is relatable, actually.
Who's this?
No, hard to identify. Maybe minor royals, members of the. I can't identify them
We
at this
can't
point.
spot everyone,
No.
unfortunately. They look like they could well be local dignitaries. It's hard to see. We're looking at the backs of their heads mostly.
But I think we are now getting to the pointy end, as they say, of the was. I'm just told that was Liz Truss, the new Prime Minister, in the distance that we could see hopping out of
Going
that
through
car.
the doors.
Well, thank you very much.
Who's this?
I love that. I love probably a minor royal or something. Getting to the pointy end. So yeah, people haven't quite caught up to Liz Truss. I haven't. I certainly haven't. I'm sorry, guys. There was a time where I was following UK politics very closely, like the Gordon Brown era, and then I don't know, like if I'm honest, Corbyn lost, and it's like, okay, I'm out of here. Wake me up when Corbyn's back in charge. I don't know what's going on here, but anyway, folks, Patreon.com/Left Reckoning. Can talk about this new Tucker Carlson, Glenn Greenwald assisted expose of uh, the Chinese influence, insidious Chinese in Brazil, and the fighter Bolsonaro. So patreon.com/Left Reckoning. Join me. Oh, and if you have voicemails, 1-940 289 7234. Can leave a message, talk about, did you have to get subjected to an anti-union spiel like that home improvement one? Do you talk to your coworkers about unionizing? It's very strange. Like, not, I often. Yeah, we'll talk about it in the post game. Patreon.com/Left Reckoning, folks. Thanks so much for joining me tonight.